What makes a leader truly great is not authority, not power, and certainly not the title they carry. It's something far deeper, something that can't be handed over with a promotion or earned through fear. A great leader is defined by the way they make others feel, the way they inspire action, and the way they stand firm when everything around them is uncertain. Think about the leaders who have impacted your life the most. They weren't necessarily the loudest in the room or the most aggressive decision makers. They were the ones who listened. The ones who made you feel seen, heard, and valued. That's where real leadership begins, not with control, but with connection. One of the most powerful ideas shared by Simon Sinek is that people don't follow leaders because they have to, they follow them because they want to. And that desire comes from trust. Trust is the foundation of every great leader. Without it, influence is temporary. With it, influence becomes lasting and meaningful. A great leader creates a sense of safety. Not physical safety, but emotional safety. A space where people feel comfortable speaking up, sharing ideas, and even making mistakes. Because when people are not afraid of being judged or punished, they perform at their best. They become creative, innovative, and deeply committed to the mission. Leadership is not about being the smartest person in the room. In fact, the best leaders are often the ones who admit they don't have all the answers. They surround themselves with people who are smarter in different areas, and they trust them. They ask questions instead of giving orders. They guide instead of control. And in doing so, they unlock the full potential of their team. Another key trait of a great leader is consistency. Anyone can act strong or inspiring for a day or two, but true leadership is about showing up every single day with the same values, the same integrity, and the same commitment. It's about doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Especially when no one is watching. People don't just watch what leaders say, they watch what leaders do. Actions always speak louder than words. If a leader talks about honesty but acts with deception, trust is broken. If they talk about teamwork but take all the credit, respect is lost. But when their actions align with their words, something powerful happens, people begin to believe in them. Great leaders also understand the importance of purpose. They don't just focus on what needs to be done, they communicate why it matters. Because when people understand the why, they are more willing to give their energy, their time, and their loyalty. Purpose turns a job into a mission. It transforms effort into passion. In environments like the armed forces of the United States, leadership takes on an even deeper meaning. Leaders are responsible not just for results, but for lives. They must make decisions under pressure, often with limited information, and those decisions carry real consequences. In such situations, trust, clarity, and courage are not optional, they are essential. Courage is another defining quality of a great leader. Not just the courage to face external challenges, but the courage to look inward. The courage to admit mistakes, to take responsibility, and to grow. It takes strength to stand in front of your team and say, "I was wrong." But that kind of honesty builds respect far more than pretending to be perfect ever could. Empathy is equally important. A great leader doesn't see people as tools or resources, they see them as human beings with emotions, struggles, and aspirations. They take the time to understand what drives their team, what challenges them, and what they need to succeed. This doesn't make a leader weak, it makes them effective. Because when people feel understood, they become loyal. And loyalty is not something you can demand, it's something you earn. Another often overlooked quality is patience. Great leaders understand that growth takes time. They don't expect perfection overnight. They invest in people, mentor them, and give them the space to improve. They know that building strong individuals leads to building a strong team. At the same time, they are not afraid to make tough decisions. Leadership is not about being liked all the time. Sometimes, it means making choices that are unpopular but necessary. The difference is that great leaders make those decisions with transparency and fairness. They explain the reasoning, they take responsibility, and they stand by their values. Accountability is a cornerstone of leadership. A great leader does not shift blame or make excuses. When things go wrong, they step forward, not back. They take ownership, learn from the situation, and use it as an opportunity to improve. And when things go right, they give credit to the team. That's another powerful sign of a great leader. They shine the spotlight on others. They celebrate the success of their team and make people feel appreciated. Because recognition fuels motivation, it reminds people that their efforts matter. Communication also plays a critical role. A great leader knows how to communicate clearly, honestly, and effectively. They don't hide behind complicated language or vague instructions. They speak with clarity and purpose. They listen as much as they talk, and they ensure that everyone is aligned with the vision. Vision itself is what separates a manager from a leader. Managers focus on maintaining systems. Leaders focus on creating the future. They see possibilities where others see obstacles. They inspire people to believe in something bigger than themselves. But vision alone is not enough. It must be backed by action. A great leader turns ideas into reality. They take initiative, they adapt to change, and they keep moving forward, even when the path is uncertain. Resilience is what keeps a leader standing when everything else is falling apart. Challenges, failures, and setbacks are inevitable. What matters is how a leader responds. Do they give up, or do they rise stronger? Great leaders see failure not as the end, but as a lesson. They understand that leadership is a journey, not a destination. There is always more to learn, more to improve, and more to give. They remain humble, no matter how successful they become. Because the moment a leader believes they have nothing left to learn is the moment they stop growing. And perhaps the most important thing to understand is this: leadership is not about you. It's about the people you serve. It's about the impact you create in their lives. It's about helping others become better, stronger, and more capable. A great leader measures success not by personal achievements, but by the growth of their team. By the confidence they build in others. By the legacy they leave behind. Because at the end of the day, people may forget what you said. They may even forget what you did. But they will never forget how you made them feel. And that is what truly makes a leader great.